we finally have a load removing tool available for Metroid Dread. Uh, I'll be showing you how to set it up for your Switch and make sure that everything is working so that way you can start removing loads from your own speedruns in Metroid Dread. Essentially, the way it works is it needs a capture feed of your game, so like a stream or something. It has to be a clean feed, so I'll show you how to set everything up so that way you can actually use the tool. It actually starts in your Switch. So for setup, you want to come over to System Settings, scroll down to TV Settings. You need to make sure your RGB range is set to limited. Once you do that, then you can come over to your actual game, get into one of your profiles, load up a save, adjust your brightness down to the default setting. Should be right in the middle. That's that. Once you've taken care of the brightness and the RGB settings, then you're ready to set up your OBS. So, for OBS, what you'll need to do is you'll need to come to your sources in whatever scene that you're going to be streaming and find where your capture card is. So for me, it's this video capture device. I'm going to right-click it, open source projector, new window. That gives me this little pop-out. I'm just going to make this take up about a quarter of my screen, and then I'm going to right-click it, fit window to content. The other method of preparation is coming over to Start Virtual Camera, clicking the gear, setting the output type to source, and making that your video capture device, whatever your capture card is. You should only need to have one of these to run the program. The issue is that sometimes the program will freeze using the preferred projector method, in which case you'll want to fall back to the virtual camera method. Once you do that in OBS, you just want to make sure that there's no filters applied to your Switch feed, that it's nice, clean, and then you're all set there. Now we're going to head over to the ZDCurtain GitHub page. Link is in the description. But from here, when you come here, you'll be right at the top, and you'll just be looking at whatever the latest release is. So like right now, it is this 0.5 beta. Just come here, grab the zip. So as you can see, I've already grabbed it. Once you do that, you just want to pop it open. You'll see these 3 files. You just want to select a folder and make sure that you put all that stuff into a single folder. From here, free to open the exe, and now we can set up ZDCurtain itself. So when you open it, you're going to get that little error pop up, just saying that there's no settings file. You just click OK, and you can ignore that. What we're going to do now is hit select window and click the projector. If this pops up where you can see the game feed and it's animation, then you're good to go with this method. If it freezes on you or program crashes, that's when you need to move to the capture card method. So we're going to come to OBS real quick just to show you how it works. I'm going to start virtual camera. I'm going to come over to tracking, settings, and then the capture method, we're going to change this to video capture device. And then the capture device, we're going to change this to OBS virtual camera. And as you can see, it's still the same feed, but you can tell it's live because the icon is bouncing. Obviously, this should be a last-ditch effort, where if the projector does not work, use the virtual camera. So I'm going to switch mine back to the Windows capture. Boom, you can see that back there that this is all good. I'm going to stop the virtual camera. And now I am ready to do load removal runs. Another thing that we can set up is the overlay. So you just come to Window, Show Stream Overlay, and we'll get this little pop-up. With this pop-up, you can click it, and now you can select a color for the background. So I'll just set mine to this green. That way I can come over to my OBS, create a window capture for the load remover, and then set this up. So here, you want to make sure the window is stream overlay, and you want to make sure that your window match priority is set to title must match. This way, it will only look for this little pop-out, and it won't capture the main exe. Next, you want to come to filters and set up a color key. So just plus color key. And then I like going custom color, and then just select the color, pick screen color, and just clicking. That way it's a perfect match. Whenever you click the stream overlay, you will get that color pick pop up. You can just hit cancel out of that. But now you can see it's transparent, but it does have little green outline around the icons and the letters. You can mess around with the smoothness, similarity, and all that if you would like to try to clean that up, but for our purposes, I'm not going to mess with that. Now, if I switch over to show my switch, you can see I have the capture card, the overlay here. It's nice and clean. Yeah, again, you can kind of tell it has that green outline to it, but it's there. And finally, with this, you would be ready to do your first test run. It's important you actually do a test run just to make sure that the program is working as it should be. So I'll pull this up and show you here. You have on the bottom here, you have all these bars. These bars indicate different types of loads. So if I come into Metroid Dread, close out of this, and I take this elevator, you'll see that these bars, specifically this one all the way to the left, is going to light up. So I get on the elevator, and you can see that it is now turning yellow at the bottom here, and even the overlay is lighting up yellow. This means that the program sees that there is a load happening, and it is keeping track of the time. And you can already see there's 154 milliseconds. That's from the black screen. So it's going. At the bottom here, it'll actually tell you every load removed, the type, and how long it was. Black screen loads have to be over 100 milliseconds, otherwise it won't unload them. And there we go. Now it shows that 32 seconds of load has been done. And it'll keep track no matter what type of load you do. The catch is, depending on your setup, you might have to do some configuration just to calibrate to make sure that it's properly catching everything. So here's the teleporter. So let's say we got the teleporter here. This blue line represents where the threshold has to get to. So we'll let this go. Right now it's saying it's around 80% certain that I'm on a teleporter. And now it's at 92. So let's say that your threshold never gets up to the point where it's triggering these loads. If that's ever the case, you're going to want to come to tracking, settings, and these numbers right here is what percentage it triggers at. So let's say this right number, which is the maximum, only got up to 88. So obviously that's below the 89 required to trigger it. You'd want to set this to be 87 to 86. You want it to generally be 1 or 2% lower than whatever your max is. And you're going to want to do this after your first run just to make sure that everything is calibrated for your setup. Once you do your calibration and you've set all this up and you're satisfied with it, it's catching all your loads, you want to come to File, Save Settings, save it as settings.toml, and you're good to go. With that, you're pretty much set to do load removal in Metroid Dread. The only other thing is, whenever you're doing a run, you're going to want to hit end tracking, reset the statistics, clear load session, and then begin tracking again. I believe just hitting begin tracking will clear all that, but better safe than sorry. better to just clear everything and not have to worry about it jamming your loads together. With that, hopefully everything is working and you're ready to start removing loads. If you have any issues in the Metroid Dread Discord, we have a troubleshooting channel and we have a thread in there that you can just post your issues, and then myself or anyone else knowledgeable with the program will try to help you as best we can.